What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Small Brothers Podcast. And we actually have a new installment for you guys today. And it's actually going to be whatever Aaron wants to call it. And what do you want to call our new segment of our show?
The other Binotto Bros.
The other Binotto Bros. I like it.
The other.
So before we even get into this, I'm going to give a backstory. So originally when I wanted to do this whole podcasting thing, I actually shared this with Raw and Authentics podcast. I believe it was last Monday. I actually told them that Aaron and I were supposed to be doing this OG. Like this is the plan I've been telling him that I wanted to do for us for years. So now I finally am doing it. And now he sees that I was actually 100% serious. I think he thought I was fucking around about it, but we're 100% serious. And now I got him on here and we got our own show. So we're going to be the other Binotto Bros. This is the Greg and Aaron compilation. I think that's how you say that.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. I'm a dumbass. But Aaron's got some arguments to make. I got some rebuttals for Aaron to make. So, Aaron, do you want to get us into our first topic, my guy?
Okay. Let's start with Michael Jordan and LeBron.
Michael Jordan versus LeBron James.
Yeah. I'm stuck on it now. Now that I've had it in my head, I can't get it out of my head.
Yes,
talked about it all the time.
Off camera, we were arguing about it for a little bit. He actually got his brother pissed off earlier today talking about it. So let's see. I won't tell the people what Paul was really saying. Like what went down.
What went down was I told my brother Paul. I said, well, the '90s had no talent to compete with Jordan, and he was appalled. I mean, he didn't know he couldn't manage the words to say any names. That's probably why, because there wasn't any.
It's all right. I got a list here, but we'll wait. Go ahead.
But the thing is, besides the Celtics, Lakers, Bulls, and Pistons, there wasn't really any teams, in my opinion, that I know of, in the '90s that had star players of the caliber of Michael Jordan and then Scottie Pippen. And and obviously the Rockets, but Jordan retired, so Well,
also tell everyone you were born in 1997.
Oh yeah, I was born in 1997. Okay, we're going there. Okay, I was born in '97 in Chicago.
That's why he doesn't know any of these great players other than Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
I was born in 1997 in Chicago, Illinois. Okay.
Yes,
when I was a baby, there's parades going around. I wasn't at them, but they were there. You know what happens when you grow up in Chicago, Illinois?
What's
after '97? You learn this Michael Jordan. Huh? Wait, go ahead.
You turn into being a Packers fan and hating on the Bulls all the time? Is that what it is? Oh, I'm sorry. That's supposed to be low key.
Yeah. You can't tell
even
them
even though the first basketball game I ever went to was in Chicago with the Bulls, and they put an ass whooping on the Wizards. But go on.
Yeah, they did. They did when you grow up in Chicago, you learn that Michael Jordan only played 6 seasons, and that he's the GOAT. He's undisputed. Nobody could beat him.
Nope.
6-0. He 6 seasons and 6-0. MVP. You can't beat it. That's the GOAT. MVP, that's the legacy.
5 times.
He never left. He never left. He never lost. He took no L's. He made every shot he took. That's the Michael Jordan I grew up learning about, and everybody, it's weird when you hear 15 seasons. That's a weird. 15. He played 15. That's a lot.
Yeah, and it's weird to think that too. 15 seasons, and LeBron's going into 17, but that's for later. I'll tell you one thing that I find funny about Michael Jordan. My brother thinks that Michael Jordan, if he didn't go to baseball, like if something was to be different, he said he was going to leave and ask for a trade to go somewhere else. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like you were talking about with Paul. Ian and I got in that kind of argument. I was like, dude, that is the dumbest thing you've ever said. He goes, oh, well, we would have taken off for it. I'm like, dude, Michael Jordan was the most loyal person maybe of all basketball other than maybe Kobe Bryant. And I can't even think of anyone else that loyal. Like this
Yeah.
guy he would have lived ride or die with the Bulls. The only reason he left for the Wizards is because he was a little bit older. And he retired for like this third time, and they didn't have his
Mm,
contract, and they're like screwed. And then he
but
was getting ownership offers from the Wizards, and
yeah.
that led to all that. But go ahead. I'm
Let the
sorry.
excuses go
Now
ahead. No. It's cool. It's
I'm just
cool.
going. I'm just
That's the
rambling
only
now.
reason he went to the Wizards. The stats count.
Well, you wanted to be an owner. I mean,
Yeah.
let's call it what it is. Man wanted to be an owner. I mean,
Yeah.
gratefully now he's the owner of the Charlotte Hornets, which is really cool. Being from North Carolina and being to own your hometown team.
Yeah.
But we're not getting into
That's
who has more money because we all know who has more money.
or
It's
who's a better
Jordan.
GM or owner? Because
Yeah,
that's
well, I mean, like that's still questionable on man Michael. But I'm not questioning their GMing skills. I'm questioning their skills on the court.
yes.
So you haven't. What's the issues you're having here? Because I'm looking at this thing, and I've been looking at it since we started talking, and I see nothing that tells me that LeBron James is a better player than Michael Jordan.
Well, LeBron James is leading Michael in a lot of stats, as in like besides I think he's still behind him in points, right? I believe.
He's behind him in points. LeBron James has
Yeah,
27.1 points. Michael Jordan has 30.1 game
per
points
game.
average.
But
And
he leads him
this
in.
could not be updated because I think they probably didn't put the
Yeah,
2020 season in here. This is the closest comparison we have of the two.
yeah.
But yeah, I
I
see
mean,
that, and I see a little bit different. But you also have a whole different other game going from the '90s to the 2000s, which I'm sure we'll get into later as well. But
yeah. I mean,
what sticks out to me though, Aaron, is the fact that my man Michael Jordan has made it to 9 defensive all-time teams, and not only been to 9 all-defensive time teams, he's also won the Defensive Player of the Year once. While LeBron James did make it 6 times for the all-defensive team, he also has 0 defensive players of the year.
you
So, I
know,
mean, that's a stat that just sticks out to me.
I could tell you one thing: if anybody listening to this has ever played street ball, it's really easy to play defense when you can push the guy, when you can punch him,
I guess you got to.
when you can hold them. That's real easy defense right there.
I walked
You yell
right into that
foul.
one.
Yeah, when you're playing street ball and you're like, oh, that was a foul, and they look at you like a foul. Like if
All right.
you like they didn't just slap you across the face.
See,
That's
the thing
you
is
know.
like you definitely got me sleeping on that one. That's for sure. Because I
I
didn't think about you. Then you started bringing up the
uh,
hard nosed ball of the '90s, and I'm like, yeah, you got a good point.
but here's one thing
And
that
he
really
was
gets me.
physical.
LeBron should have won that Defensive Player of the Year that year to Dwight Howard, and I'll tell you why. It's not even because that he played better defense. He literally he made his move, like the chase down artist. That became a 2K badge.
It did become a
I
2K
mean,
badge.
it was on when you turned on the game when you watched him play. That's how he won the finals. 2016.
I had a feeling that was coming too.
That he made that. That was his. You didn't see somebody run full court at their fast break and block the guy. Especially somebody who's way taller than the player
Yeah,
that's running. He's a fast guy. 6'8", 220 pounds, LeBron James.
it's
And
like practically like a tight end run down the field on a
yeah,
slant.
yeah. He definitely. I think he definitely deserved that. I mean, I don't want to say that Dwight Howard shouldn't get it because Dwight Howard was a beast. I just think that when you make that's the same thing as like Steph Curry shooting from half court and making it. That was LeBron. When you see somebody going on the fast break and you see LeBron behind them, you're expecting him to block it. That's like his. I think that's his most known move. I don't think.
That's a lot of man going to the bucket. That's a
Yeah,
lot of man going. That's like Zion, but a little bit thinner.
yeah. That's definitely one thing. But again, when I say like Jordan being able to push people and stuff, because that's how '90s basketball was.
Punch and
It kind
everything.
of that kind of goes back to like when people say, "Well, I don't think this player can play in that era, or that other player can play on this era." I think you take when it comes to the MJ LeBron debates. I feel like they always give Jordan the pros. They don't give LeBron any pros. It's always just cons
Mhm.
because I think LeBron is way bigger than most of the players. Way bigger and faster. I don't
I
know if
think
he was stronger than
would
Karl
have. I
Malone,
think he would have been a
but
lot bigger than a lot of the other small
yeah,
forwards in the '90s. Yeah, I can agree with that.
yeah. I think with his speed and with his strength. I think he. I don't even know if he would. I think he would be more like Magic. I don't think he would be guarding a small forward or center or power forward. I think they would actually have him playing point guard or shooting guard, and I think he would be pushing. I think he would be more like a Pippen than playing, like
Okay.
Horace Grant or and I think he would be bullying people. I don't think. I feel like we go too far into like him flopping, and we don't recognize the fact that he's flopping because he's actually getting hit like 10 times and he's finally trying to get the refs to notice. And instead, we notice him crying because it's on TV
Exactly.
and we just go straight at him.
I can get that, but I'm not giving him that satisfaction. I'm not giving him that satisfaction. I mean, I get it. Like, I can see it. Like, and the truth, I don't have an issue with flopping. Get a call. Fucking, they do it
Yeah.
all the time in soccer or football. And like, I don't mind it. It's like, dude, fucking, if
Well,
that's how you got to win, if that's how you get in a position to win, fuck it, do it.
what you
Don't.
gotta do.
Yeah, I mean, just show that if you get someone who's good on your team that's good at making fouls look like they're not, or making non-fouls look like they're fouls, and they're getting to the foul line, why the fuck are you knocking that? Does it slow the
Yeah.
game down? Of course it does. But it's also a person using their brains and know they can manipulate the system, and I kind of like that.
Yeah. They, and then my other argument between the LeBron, besides competitiveness, because again, the 90s
I,
had no talent. Uh, I feel like we gotta like put more emphasis on the teams that beat LeBron and the team and who they beat, and then also who's won Finals MVP the last few times LeBron's made it to the finals, not counting last year, obviously. But the person who's guarding LeBron gets that Finals MVP. You know, there's no way Andre Iguodala should have had that MVP over Steph Curry and Clay, but sure enough, here we go because he held them to 36 points.
well,
So we're gonna
are you ready for the list of people who I'm going to say that you say had no talent in the 90s? I'm going to give you this. I
go
got
ahead.
a list of the 25 best legends. All I really need, Aaron, knows is five to complete a starting lineup. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm going to try to find them from point guard to center. So give me a second. Let me go through. Go ahead and make more arguments, and then I'm going to go ahead and get this lineup put together.
I'm
I'm
gonna.
going to give you
Well,
five.
I know what beats out your five. I know the reasoning why, even if those five were as good as you would believe them to be, why it didn't really matter. But I'll let you find those five because I have no idea who you're gonna say.
Oh,
But
I know exactly who I'm taking.
but
I'm just going to write them down so I have them in order.
I could give you. You know what? I have a good five from 2000s plus that are just as good as LeBron, just as good as Jordan. I don't know if they have the competitive drive he had besides Kobe,
I don't think anyone
but
really had that. Like Kobe may have that drive other than Michael, but like watching The Last Dance, all I knew was Michael just wanted to win. And if he had to get someone to just do the slightest thing to make him mad for him to want to go out and show up,
yeah.
I'm cool with it. I loved every second of that. Every second of that.
I mean that's what works. That's what I mean. At the end of the day, you got to win.
And
You
I think
know.
that's one of the things that I think will stand out for me that makes Jordan better is LeBron will go out there. He wants to go out and win, but I don't think he really goes out of his way to win unless it's in the playoffs. Michael Jordan didn't want to lose a fucking game. Whether it was
Yeah.
regular season,
Yeah.
postseason, Olympics, maybe even just fucking playing those random pickup games he was playing when he was trying to make his comeback in. Like
Yeah.
no one shared that fire more than that man.
I don't know. I feel like that's still like another era thing. I feel like as time went on, they were like, well, why are we playing 82 games at full throttle just to go to the playoffs and might get hurt or something? Um, which, I mean, I guess that's a hit against the competitiveness of this era also. But at the same time, it's kind of, I feel like it's a whole different discussion. I don't think the NBA should have 82 games. If they have 82 games, maybe they should change their playoff format so that it's more competitive to actually get those top 8 seeds in both conferences.
Well, I
But go
believe
ahead,
that
you
I think they're in the process of trying to make it to where there's a different playoff format. where I think they're going to start mixing the East and the West up a little bit, kind of like they did the NHL in a sense. I think that's
Yeah,
what their direction is. I think, but
yeah,
then again, I could be
because
wrong.
it's too. It's not. What are you gonna do after your team wins 60 games? You're like, well, you're coasting. There's no point in going real hard because and especially in the East right now. So far, it's like if you have 50 wins, you're making it to the playoffs. I don't know what seed, but you're going. You have your players.
I do. But let me get
You
my
look
legs.
like yeah, you look like you're really happy and you finally got your great players. Your all time greats.
I might have to leave this in the fucking video.
Because what I said.
No,
Yeah.
just because of me dropping this late like a fucking idiot.
Uh,
If the thing is, this fucking base is so shit. If you happen to if I happen to touch something down at the bottom, it instantly just fucking topples over. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I'll edit this out now. It's fucking shitty ass ring light. I mean, it's not shitty. It does the job. It's just the base sucks. Okay. I do have my 5 though. So my 5, I'm gonna do it. Pointing guard. Pointing guard. Point guard.
huh?
Pointing guard. I'm going to do Penny Hardaway at point guard. Penny Hardaway at point guard. Reggie Miller at shooting guard. Charles Barkley at small forward. And we already talked off screen how I probably wasn't going to pick him, but he was probably the best small forward I could find out of this whole bunch. He's a power forward. Karl Malone at power forward. And Hakeem Olajuwon at center. So you're telling me those 5 guys couldn't contain LeBron James?
I think. Well, okay. All right.
And also add on to that, do you not think that those 5 were some of the best players in the 1990s to give Jordan a little bit of an issue? Because you got Penny Hardaway, who's 6'8", he could play point guard or shooting guard, or even small forward if you wanted him to. You got Reggie Miller, who's about the same, like 6'6", 6'7", playing shooting guard, who can drain it almost as good as Ray Allen. Charles Barkley. Like we were talking about him, he was a less athletic, more Zion, and he was a big guy. And then you got the postman, Karl Malone, and then you got the all-time GOAT, probably one of the greatest centers of all time, in Hakeem Olajuwon.
Well, I'm gonna eliminate Hakeem already because I told you, I said it before we filmed, but Hakeem got his rings. It just happened to at least one of them, kind of both, while Jordan wasn't there. But I mean,
okay,
you get him when you get him.
You can't throw the guy not on there because he did play in the 90s.
He was good. He was a dream.
Though he wasn't like a championship contender whenever Jordan was mainstream. He was still probably one of the best centers in the league. He just didn't have the pieces around him to advance in the playoffs. Yeah, I think we can agree on that at least.
And thank you for saying that, because that's exactly what I'm going to say about every other player you just named, besides Penny Hardaway. The only thing I would give Penny Hardaway is that the Orlando Magic is just a cursed team. I think they should just change their names, get some new jerseys or something. I mean, how do you got Dwight Howard, you had Shaq, you had Penny, you had Grant Hill, you had Tracy McGrady. You don't got no ring to say for it. Like that's a whole nother thing.
And they had Steve Francis too. Did you see Steve Francis?
No, I didn't. Who?
JJ Redick. JJ Redick was originally drafted by the Magic.
It's a cursed team. You got to go. You got to run away from that team. You got to hope that they don't draft you, because unless you're Shaq, it seems like you're cursed to not win a championship. I mean, but who else was that? Sean Kemp. I mean, Sean Kemp was amazing. I mean,
yeah, Sean Kemp and Gary Payton, I feel like had to be on there.
Sean Kemp, I feel like it'd be crazy to say that. I was going to say he feels like a Kevin Durant of
the 90s,
of that era. I mean, because you're not shooting threes in the 90s anyway. So, but that's the kind of the center-ish power forward. I don't want to say Draymond Green because I don't think Draymond Green's that good. But for Kevin Durant, when he plays defense, what he did with the Warriors, not the Thunder, Kevin Durant that got swept.
Or Snake one.
But yeah,
Speaking of,
I think the thing I'm saying is it's not that Jordan isn't good. I think Jordan is the second best player in the league or ever. You know,
he's
ever
the
NBA
best.
history, basketball history. Michael Jordan is the second. The thing is that I feel like Jordan got it was like almost handed to him. It was like if you take somebody else, you take Jordan out the league and you put somebody else in that position who's just athletic, wants to win on that Bulls team with that coach and that staff around it, I just think it works. I think it was the right moment, but also the obviously the right guy. I'm not gonna say if we had to choose a team, I'm gonna pick LeBron. But after
For
LeBron,
sure.
if Jordan's on there, I mean, it would be crazy. If I could pick them both at the same time, I would pick them both at the same time.
I think
You
everyone
know,
would. Who wouldn't want to have a
I mean,
freakish 6'8" guy and a multi-talented 6'6" shooting guard?
which I
All you need is a
don't,
point guard and a center, and you got your fucking self a schooled.
which I don't think that they would play good together. I
It
don't.
might not
I,
because I think they both would. Well, I take that back. I actually think they would play very good with each other, just because LeBron James isn't very selfish with the ball.
I don't. It's not that LeBron's not selfish. I feel like LeBron's game is about putting the player in the position to shoot, and I feel like more of the '90s, from what I've watched, usually the player who's catching it is taking like a dribble or two, unless it's literally a set shot, you're wide open. Usually, you know, it's a little. I mean, it's a slower paced game.
I will have
You
to say
know,
though, I'm sitting there taking a look, and you're saying that Michael Jordan is the second best player to LeBron James. I'm assuming, correct? Just putting
yes,
LeBron James number one. Well, I'm just
yeah,
happening to go through on that same site. We had the Jordan
yeah.
James thing. I found one Kobe Bryant versus LeBron James,
Oh,
and
okay.
so I'm looking at these stats here. The only thing that Jordan or James really has better than Kobe is like he has more points, more rebounds, and more assists. Other than that, Kobe Bryant's got him on just about everything. Rings.
Uh,
The only thing he doesn't have him for
Finals
is Finals
MVPs.
MVPs
Yeah.
and season MVPs.
You know, those finals MVPs and those season MVPs are really important, and you have
But
Shaq on your team.
Kobe Bryant has 9 all defensive teams. LeBron still has only 5.
And now in
And all
you
time
know ref
defensive teams, Kobe's got 12. LeBron has 6. So I can't really say that LeBron James is better than
uh,
Kobe since LeBron James only has 3
no,
rings and Kobe has
no,
5.
that's where we're going. Okay. First off, rest in
You
peace,
know.
Kobe.
First off, Aaron, you know how it's
Yeah.
always been with me. As much as I love it and entertain stats, what matters to me is that prize at the end of the season, the one that you have to fight the hardest to get, the one
Yeah.
that people work the hardest for. That's
Yeah.
the prize that matters to me.
It
So when I
it
see
matters.
5 rings and when I see 6 rings,
Okay.
like Kobe and Michael, like that's like a more of a 1 and 2. You're trying to get LeBron James to jump
Uh,
from like 3 all the way to 1 with 3 rings over 17
oh man,
seasons, 13 playoff appearances, and
the audacity,
one
the audacity you
and
have right
no
now.
all defensive teams.
You're really going there. Kobe Bryant,
And you know
you
that
know,
I've been very anti Kobe my whole
I
life until he retired, and I was like, man, I really miss Kobe.
you know, my thing is they both had Michael Jordan and Kobe had a few things in common. But I mean, they both had a partner majority of the time. And you know, when Shaq was gone, I mean, I feel like Gasol, Bynum, they stepped up. Odom stepped up when
I
he
feel
was
like
there.
yeah, I agree, but
You know, but
that wasn't like an all star lineup because I mean, Pau Gasol, he's a good player. Do I think he's like an all time great or is going to go down in the history books? Probably not.
whoa, wait,
Probably not.
whoa. He had well he's no well that's legacy. Gasol name is probably going to go down for a while.
The
I
Gasol
mean,
name will go down. Yes, I agree. But
I
do I think he's a Hall of Famer? That's a whole
I
different.
don't know if you can. I think he is. I think he is. I think you might have to put Gasol in the Hall of Fame. I mean,
Well,
the Basketball Hall of Fame is a little opener to go into than the other Hall of Fames, but I think Paul Gasol, I think you might have to. But I mean, look, the thing is, it's not only about. I feel like we get blinded by is this person a superstar I think it also when that team has a superstar, he was like the perfect piece for Kobe to have. I mean, especially when you just need somebody to rebound and pass it back to Kobe. But
Well,
you know,
that's like what
it,
everyone says about Steve Kerr. They're like, no one gives respect for Steve Kerr for winning 4 rings.
it I was just talking. I'm glad you said that.
They don't give Steve
Because
Kerr credit for winning 4 rings. He won what 3 straight with the Bulls, then got traded to the Spurs and won one with them. Well, shit.
I think we forget that Steve Kerr is a great shooter. I feel like we put Michael Jordan all the way up here at the top as you could put him. He's Mount Rushmore, and then at the bottom of the mountain, there's a little plate that says Scottie Pippen, and then and then in the trash can to the side of that has all the role players that helped the Bulls win. And I feel like we just, I mean, Horace Grant left and he still won the ring with somebody else too. I mean, these were good players. I mean, Dennis Rodman with the Pistons. It just, I feel like we just downplay so many other players that the Bulls had on their team, that the Lakers had on their team, and we just pretend like they weren't that good. Shaq left Kobe. He still went back and won with Dwayne Wade. Granted, after that, his body was done. I mean, he didn't stay healthy.
He tried.
But
I will say
yeah,
he tried.
but I
But he
mean,
also looked like he was getting like fat as shit. Because if you see him in Phoenix, it's like, whoa, is that
yeah,
Shaq?
and that's my thing. I feel like now that when we talk about it, I think Shaq is the best representation of what athletes they were good back then. They were considered athletic to a extent. I mean, obviously Kobe wanted him to do way more than he was doing, but that was like what Shaq was like strong, dominant. But that was like how his body type was exactly what I see '90s players as. We're not. You see players now. It's like abs upon abs. They have no actual fat. It's just all muscle. And it's like I feel like back then it was. I mean, not even Michael Jordan had. He wasn't flexing with you see him out in the street, you might be like, "Oh, that's not him." You used to if he was a little shorter, you wouldn't think that was him.
Nah,
You think
not at
that's
all.
just a normal guy. That's probably my uncle from the barbecue. Putting some jeans on, trying to hoop. But it's just as time goes on, players get more athletic. And I feel like in the athleticism that we've gained has also enhanced the competitiveness of the league. And just in the star players and how the star players now are also able, due to the rules, I feel like, but are more able now to carry a team more than the teams back then were. And I don't think it wasn't that the teams in the '90s and the players in the '90s didn't have the capabilities to do it. Like I feel like Clyde Drexler or like we said, Sean Kemp or maybe even Charles Barkley. I feel like if they put more time into their body and becoming more a better version of themselves instead of just playing and saying we're competitive but not doing when the game's over and practice is over, then we're just gonna go chill and eat some donuts. That's what Charles Barkley. But
Mm-hmm. I got that.
if we you gotta take care of your body. You gotta stay as fit as you can for the game. And I feel like today's age, like you mentioned the 5 players. Like today's age, we got LeBron, we have Kawhi.
But you can't include
It's
LeBron. You
it,
can't include LeBron. If
well,
you're gonna make a 5, you
okay.
can't include LeBron. You
In
can
in,
use
com-
Kawhi though.
in
That's a good.
comparison to LeBron, as in at the same level ish as LeBron, considered by certain people, it would be Kawhi, it would be Kevin Durant,
Yep.
Giannis.
You can. I wouldn't put Giannis. Oh, then again, I put Charles Barkley. Go ahead.
Um,
You can put Giannis. You can put
I
Giannis.
mean, Giannis is. I mean, he's dominating. He's #1 seed on his conference. Like,
He's also the person. If you've seen the first video we did, that Ian and we actually had the Bucks and the Clippers in the playoffs in the finals, and I actually had the Clippers winning. Ian has the Bucks winning, but we were kind of in the same boat as who's making it to the finals.
yeah, I mean, he's a really good player, and I mean, there's. I don't want to go into again to me because I consider Charles Barkley, the Karl Anthony Towns, or Carlton Towns to Charles Barkley in this era. I feel like he's never going to get the help that he needs, and he's going to probably stay on that team. And he's really, really good. But I feel like he doesn't. He could be better, but he doesn't take the extra step to make it not only his body better, but to improve his game to that extent. I feel like he tries. It's not like I'm not going to say that he's not trying to win. I think he wants to try to win and try to get better. But I feel like there's that extra level, like the killer mentality, that he could have that he doesn't have. And I feel like that's what separates him or like a Charles Barkley from like Jordan, Larry, or Magic Johnson.
All the
I
GOATs.
feel like, yeah, and then there's also like right now we have Ben Simmons who
Mhm.
isn't as great. He's not a superstar, but he's at this point he's pretty much where LeBron was when he was there. He was younger. He joined the league.
Yes,
And maybe
exactly.
in maybe next year we might just see a huge leap, and he'll just be just like what LeBron was. Or we have. I mean, there's other like I don't know if I want to consider Paul George a superstar because he. I mean,
He
it,
was. I mean, post like leg surgery, I think he still has
yeah.
a little bit more to prove. So
I
I
mean,
think
I
he's
think
still a great player, but as far as being like one of the best players of all time, he's got a lot to kind of come back to show us.
yeah.
Can he do it? I really do because I think him and Kawhi got some magic together. But I still have to keep seeing it. I've only seen maybe like 52 games this season,
Yeah, yeah,
so it makes it
it's
hard.
so weird. Yeah, it's like, and then I don't. I mean, he's on his team though. I mean, Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is definitely a superstar. He has better stats this season than LeBron, and almost everything besides. I think it's like I don't think it's points, or maybe it's assists. I believe, but he's leading the league in a lot of stuff. I mean, he gets a block almost once a game. I mean, he's killing it. I mean, I mean, he gets more blocks, but I mean, obviously, the way the defense for the Lakers worked this season is we're all going to cover each other, which it wasn't the case before.
Yeah, they're actually
So
going to
I
play
mean,
like team ball for a change. Yeah.
so McGee might get AD's block this time or whatnot, but I mean, I mean, Anthony Davis, I feel like if you put Anthony Davis on any team besides the Pelicans, because I don't know what they were doing, they're just like the Magic. They should
Yeah.
they changed that. That's it.
Yeah.
But
They already did
you know,
once.
I feel like he has the.
Hold on.
Anthony Davis is just a beast. I mean, there's a few players. I mean, Embiid. I don't. You know, Embiid's
I'm not
still
sold on
early in his
Embiid at
career.
all. Like I think he's good, but I
He's
don't think he's like Anthony Davis good.
and Embiid is like I was gonna say Hakeem. I can't say that. I don't know if
I wouldn't
I
say
can
that.
say that.
I
That's
couldn't. I wouldn't
disrespectful.
say that. That is very
That's
disrespectful.
disrespectful.
I
But
would
I
have called
mean,
you out.
Embiid is really good. Embiid, I think nobody takes Embiid seriously. I don't think
No, because
Embiid
he's
takes it
injury prone.
seriously. Well,
He's
that's why
still injury prone.
he's kind of like Grant Hill at this point. Like he's really
Yeah.
really good. If he plays, he's really really good. But like if you're not there, then the Orlando Magic is not going to make it to the finals, and then Shaq's
Nope.
going to leave you, and Tracy's going to leave you to go play somewhere else because
Well, Shaq. I think Shaq already left about that time, didn't he?
Shaq was gone. That's why I tried to cover it up with Tracy. But it's
No, again, I'm not editing out. My fucking like can fall 3 times, but I'm not editing that out.
yeah, okay. All right. But you know what? There's one other thing that I like to I guess use or utilize when it comes to Michael Jordan versus LeBron. And that's the fact that I don't think LeBron's ever played with Hall of Fame players besides Ray Allen and Dwayne Wade. I mean, and Chris Bosh. Okay, hold on.
That's forward.
Dwayne Wade, Ray Allen, and Chris Bosh, I think, are the three Hall of Famers that LeBron's played with. I think that's just from that Miami Heat team. And I don't want to say, I don't believe that Bosh, I mean, Bosh was great. I don't think when LeBron was on that team, they were Hall of Famers. Like they were in their prime, I say. I'm a huge Dwayne Wade fan. I'm more of a Dwayne Wade fan than I am LeBron.
You
I
are.
I,
I
I
do know.
will I will if you have
Well,
to
he's
if
a
I had to
Chicago
pick
guy. That's why too.
if Jordan wasn't a thing, I'd pick Dwayne Wade before LeBron. I'll pick him before. I'll pick him like this. I might have to pick Dwayne Wade before Kobe. I can't even say that.
No,
Anyway,
you could
uh,
because it's because I mean you're from Chicago. Like honestly,
uh,
let's say
he's great.
let's say Luka Doncic was from Pittsburgh. I'd be like, well, I already love him, but
Yeah,
I'd be praising him to the heavens.
yeah,
If I was to
yeah.
worship somebody, I'd worship that man. But
I mean,
he's
that's
from
the
Slovenia.
thing. I mean, he's Dwayne Wade. He's the number three. He's the number three best point guard or shooting guard. I mean, in my opinion.
So
But
it's like a personal thing. It's like personally, he could be like your top three, possibly
yeah,
number one.
yeah. Oh, if I had to start a team today and I had the choice between LeBron and Dwayne Wade, I'd pick Dwayne Wade. The only issue with Dwayne Wade has always been injury, and that's what I was getting at. Is that after that first year, that was it, and they lost that first year. The second year he started declining, and then that third year, that was it. I mean, if you go, I remember Dwayne Wade said it himself. I let LeBron down. How do I go to a game and he doesn't know until the day of the game when we're about to start that I'm not even going to play because I'm hurt? I mean, it was disappointing. It was sad to see, but it wasn't. He, I don't think LeBron's ever played with a Hall of Fame caliber player while they were in their Hall of Fame caliber year. They always declined from like that superstar to that All-Star status, which is also LeBron's fault. I'm not going to say. I mean, he took the ball out their hands at points, so it changed their game around. But I mean, is Kyrie Irving? Are we going to give Kyrie Irving Hall of Fame because he won the finals of the shirt I'm wearing again? 2016. Are we going to give Kyrie that because of his All Star appearances and his because he went to Duke or Kentucky? I mean, but yeah, or
I'm picking where
because
you
he
put
was a
down.
Rookie of the Year. It's Rookie of the Year, the All Star, and then the one championship. I mean, what has he done since? He hasn't done anything with the Celtics. He didn't do anything. He's with the Nets.
He
He
did
hasn't
nothing
done
but bitch
anything.
and complain about the fucking Celtics.
Yeah, literally. And I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, Kyrie Irving hasn't been Kyrie Irving since he was playing with LeBron because he hasn't played long enough to be anything but
Well,
but the guy in the bench.
I think it's also has everything to do with the fact that that man was playing with someone who's like, and we're getting in the conversation, who's one of the greatest players of all time.
Yeah.
And then he thinks that he's better than LeBron, so he goes to do his own thing to realize, damn, I really suck. Or not really, not that he sucks, but he's like, man, maybe I do need an extra guy. So then he goes to Brooklyn with KD, and then here we are. And but I mean, we'll never know what's going on with that until next season.
I'm smiling. I'm cheesy because Scottie Pippen that year that Jordan retired. One game, one play away from the finals. I love it. I love when I can use what you say against you. It's just amazing. Because when Kyrie wasn't with LeBron, I mean, what was going on? I mean, when Kyrie, that rookie year, that year before LeBron got
It
there,
took me a second to get where you're going, but not
I
now.
don't know, man. Kyrie, I mean, Dwayne Wade when LeBron left, I don't know.
Because
I don't know.
because Michael Jordan's probably one of my favorite players ever. But you know who my favorite Chicago Bulls player is?
It has to be Pippen.
It has to be Pippen.
Ride or die.
You can't give Michael both. You can't give Michael both. Like hey Michael, you gotta choose. You want to be the greatest of all time, or you want to be the greatest Bull of all time? He'd be like, I'll take the greatest of all time. Let Scotty have the greatest Bull of all time.
And the crazy thing is, literally from the last dance, what you learn is Scotty was ride or die. Scotty was going to stay for the long haul until they told him we ain't going to stay with you for the long haul. but
then again, he was getting really fucked though because he was getting paid $17 million over 8 years.
And that's one thing that I don't think people realize also helps LeBron. I love how I could just keep saying this, but I mean, they knock him for leaving a Cavaliers team. Granted, we're paying you, but we're not going to get you players around you to help you, and we're not going to help.
I can't really even say that
Cleveland.
Cavaliers team back in 06, 07 was really that bad then. They had Anderson Varejao, he wasn't. I mean, he wasn't great, but he was a good rotational player. Don't be looking around like you're stupid. They had Daniel
I'm
Gibson.
sorry.
They had
I'm
Larry
trying to
Hughes.
see.
They
I'm trying
had
to see what Bearjaw did.
they had Gauskas.
I'm looking for stats. I'm looking.
Where are they?
I'm looking for his
This-
Hall of Fame
this-
credentials.
this is-
Was he an
No,
All Star?
that's somebody else. No, he wasn't an all-star, but but if you think about it, like all jokes aside, he was a really good guy coming off your bench. He was going to give you solid minutes, and he's going to give you hard-nosed defense.
He has a ring technically with the. I mean, he didn't take it.
I don't think he
has one
does.
with the Warriors.
I don't think he does have that ring. I think that's the year they lost.
No, yeah, but he was on the Warriors for long enough that he could have still gotten the ring. He told him no, but I mean, he's still. I don't know if they count it on his record. I mean, I could look it up.
I doubt it.
But I mean, if he wanted it, he could have taken it. It would have been a little sketchy. I mean, I'm sure he wanted to, but
because that year, I think it was the year that he went from the Cavaliers to the Warriors. I'm pretty sure that's the year that they actually played the Cavaliers in the finals, and then that's the one they lost. Yeah,
but then
they blew the 3-1 lead.
Yeah, and then the year after, he went from the Warriors back to the Cavs. And then the Warriors. It's ridiculous. I don't know.
I don't think Anderson Varejao was the one to blame for that. I just think that it was just he was just cursed a little bit. I think it's his hair. I think his hair cursed him.
Well,
he wasn't using the proper head and shoulders. He didn't talk to my man Troy Polamalu.
And I'm going to say something, and I'm only going to say this one time because I can't stand how much this player changed from when he started to how POS he is right now. But Steph Curry is superstar, LeBron status. I don't know. I think the only thing you could say against Steph Curry
he's shorter
is he doesn't play defense, and I think that also he doesn't take. I feel like he doesn't take it seriously. Stephen Curry is like the kid you play in games, and he gets really mad, and he wants to he wants to do good, but it's too late for him. He's already
kind of like me when we played 2K.
You get him in the mind games. Yeah, you get him in the mind games. It's over for him. It's like
kind of like you when we're playing 2K and we do the fantasy league, and you get all pissed off because I made a better team.
Steph Curry's the guy. You're making a comeback, and he's mad, and he goes for the flashy pass, and it just goes out of bounds. Yeah. He's like, oh, I could have. But no, Steph. I'm sorry. You could have done better. You took it a little seriously from the beginning, but he's no player is ever going to shoot as good as he is, and I hate to say that, but I don't think. I think if we had to have a shootout of anywhere like horse with him and Ray Allen, I think Ray Allen is losing. I think every shooter ever is losing. If we're doing a shootout from just horse wherever, no rules, whatever you want to do, I don't think anybody's beating Steph Curry. We're doing a 3-point contest. I think that's different. I actually think Devin Booker is probably one of the streakiest shooters I've ever seen. Maybe him and Klay Thompson. It's
neck and neck. It's neck. They're probably the two best shooters right now currently in the league.
I mean, Devin Booker was like scoring 50 a game.
But he'll bitch if he gets double teamed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, so let's get to the end of this. So, what is your ending argument to make LeBron James better than Michael Jordan? Because I already pointed out the rings. I already pointed out the points. I already pointed out the defensive player of the years. What more can you tell the LeBron fans out there that makes them feel better that they are better than Michael Jordan?
First off, the LeBron fans, we know he's number one. Nothing's gonna make us feel better, we know he's
I honestly hope you get some heat from Kobe fans saying that you're putting him over not just Michael Jordan but Kobe Bryant as well. Because I even think Kobe Bryant fans will even become level-headed to think, yeah, Jordan's the GOAT, then it's going to be us. And then I think probably the closest that's probably LeBron.
I don't know. I don't want to talk about Kobe, man.
And it's even hard to even say. It's hard to even say that they're both great because if you think about who has the most rings, was probably one of the most dominant, but it was also in a completely different time period. Is really Bill Russell. But the hard thing about putting Bill Russell in this is because like you said, now in the 60s and the 70s, I know there was some guys, but there wasn't dogs. Like from 1985 until now, we got multiple teams got dogs on their squad. Back then, they didn't have as many dogs. They had like puppies, or like little white guys just fucking running around just shooting baskets.
I mean, they barely had any teams. I mean, it's not. I get why people want to give it away from Bill Russell or Will, and want to give it to, or for whatever reason they want to take it away from Kareem. If you want to say Kareem, I don't think anybody.
I don't think you take it away from Kareem just because he had Magic Johnson and that was a dominant team, but also they played against I think they even played against Isaiah Thomas and the Pistons, if I'm not mistaken. They played against Larry Bird and the Celtics.
The thing about Kareem that I think makes Kareem special compared to everybody else was the distance between him winning championships. Like he won few in the beginning of his career, and then he wins one at the end. And it's like, how do you're old.
Mm-hmm.
You're old. I mean, he has his famous move. I mean, we all know.
Can you believe how good that man still looks, though? And he's got to be at least almost 70. And he literally looks like he's like 50, 55.
Yeah, he's old.
I'm gonna look it up real quick. Kareem. I'm actually kind of curious.
Jabbar. Oh my God, 73.
He's 73. Damn, I
he
thought
looks like Ray Allen.
Ray Allen.
He looks like Ray Allen in 30 years. I mean,
so that's what that's your closing argument for LeBron fans. We're going to close on Kareem.
Well, no.
We're going to close on.
I mean, look. My thing for LeBron over Jordan is, again, it's the competitiveness of the players that Jordan was facing compared to competitiveness of the era now, which is also just goes hand in hand with the athleticism, right? But my other thing when it comes to Jordan versus LeBron that I feel like we overlook in a sense, even though it's mentioned a lot, but I feel like it's still overlooked, is the people that Jordan is facing in those finals. I don't think any of those people compare to the Warriors winning the best record in the NBA. I don't think they compare to the Spurs dynasty. The Spurs won at the end of the 90s, and they were still winning to the 2010s. So, I don't know.
But the thing, I guess you could see that because there's really not a team that really pushed the Bulls to go to 7, maybe 6.
Yeah.
Like the Sonics pushed them to 6. I think the Jazz maybe pushed them to 6. And I think they swept the one playoffs as well. But there really wasn't that team to really push them to go to Game 7. So I can kind of get that point.
Yeah.
Because it makes them more dominant. But that's why Michael Jordan's the greatest. Because Michael Jordan was that dominant basketball player. And I'll go back to the argument I made earlier. Michael Jordan just needs you to look at him the wrong way or just say hi. Just to light the fuel on Michael Jordan's fire under his ass to fucking go out there and drop 60 on him. So, and I'm going to leave it at that because I don't think LeBron has that fire. Not that I don't like LeBron because I do. You know me. I like LeBron. I hated Cleveland. I still hate Cleveland. We'll get into that in another episode. But I think that he was a very good player. He just doesn't give off that vibe that Mike, like the media can come out at LeBron James all the time, but like LeBron James doesn't let that take him as a fire and go out there to perform the next night. No, he just goes and does his thing. He plays. Again, he's like, I will give him this credit though. He is a team player. Yeah. Speaking of team players, what the fuck is going on in Green Bay, Aaron?
You know what?
I've been wanting to talk to you about this for months because we got in the first round Jordan Love getting drafted by the Green Bay Packers over the man, the myth, the mustache, Aaron Rodgers.
You got to love the pick. I mean, come on, he's Jordan. He's Jordan.
Now, I tried to get it through earlier, and if you guys didn't pick up on it, Aaron refuses to be a Bears fan. He thinks the Bears are trash. So he chose the next best thing, which is the Bears' rival, which I did notice a lot of people from Chicago actually do. If they don't cheer for the Bears, they do cheer for the Packers. I did
they go for the Packers.
So what's going on? Because what I'm looking at right here is I'm seeing that my man, and everyone's saying he's declining. He only threw for less than 400 yards last year. He actually was sacked a lot less, uh, but he threw only 4 interceptions.
You
Prior to the
know,
year before that, though, he only threw 2, but still 4 interceptions for a starting quarterback. That's not bad.
I don't think. I think that's the wrong mindset of what the Packers are trying to do. I feel like the Packers aren't trying to get away from Aaron Rodgers because of how Aaron Rodgers is playing. I think the Packers are just trying to prepare to move into a different direction because they refuse to go and break the bank. I mean, we went and grabbed some good players to fit our roster, but I mean, where are you paying your most? I mean, you're paying your most for your wide receivers, your quarterback,
The
and
big
I
time
mean, you're not
positions.
paying a yeah. I mean, if you're paying a running back, he has to be life changing. I don't think they would ever pay Aaron Jones, Ezekiel Elliott money.
I'm still
I
surprised
mean,
Zeke Elliott's getting that money.
yeah. So it's like who are we paying? We're just paying Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams. I mean, that's pretty much who all we're paying. And if we would have to get a good wide receiver and hope that he turns out good from free agency, I mean, it's going to cost them a lot, and they just refuse to do that. But I don't think that they're going away from Aaron Rodgers because of how he plays. I think Aaron Rodgers is still going to play a good 10 years. I just don't think that they. I think they try it. They're trying to get away from him. Maybe his personality because of the way he is, but I think they're just trying to do something different, and hopefully it works out because Jordan Love. I mean, you got to love Jordan. Okay, I mean
Yeah.
it's
He was
gonna, you know,
he was one of the most talked about quarterbacks in the 2020 draft.
Bill
I
Belichick was
believe
gonna
it.
get him.
Who was it? I think Mel Kiper is the one who said that Jordan Love was going to get drafted before Justin Herbert, ended up
Yeah,
losing the deal. But Jordan Love does fall to the Green Bay Packers, who have Aaron Rodgers. So let me ask you this, Aaron: do you feel like you guys have a little bit of a Patty Mahomes feel coming along with having Jordan Love right behind the man, the myth, the mustache, Aaron Rodgers?
I think if you put, I don't think anybody would be would be like Patrick Mahomes. I think you had to like make 1,000 wishes, maybe get the 7 Dragon Balls, and and pray. But
I just think that's what the I think that's the mindset that the Packers had when they made this pick. Was thinking, okay, let's get this guy, have him sit behind Aaron Rodgers for one season, learn everything he can from probably one of the other. I just looked at his stats career. The dude doesn't even have over 100 interceptions in his career, which
yeah,
is wild to me because
he's
I
the
think Big
best.
Ben averages about 100 a season.
We'll do a Brady versus Rogers.
Yeah, we'll do our next one. You know, we'll do for this show.
Maybe
We'll do a lot of like like player comparisons because I kind of like the way this is going.
an
But
Aaron
I'm
Rodgers appreciation podcast.
all right. Well, let's just do one step at a time here.
Uh,
So what I'm seeing here is now I'm looking at Jordan Love. So we're only going to go off Jordan Love's 2019 season. So this will be the year he's getting drafted.
yeah,
So what I'm telling you, what I can see from here right now, it's not pretty.
I
It's not
mean,
pretty at all. He's got 20 touchdowns with 17 interceptions.
he has more interceptions than Aaron Rodgers probably has the
He's
last 4 years.
Yes, he's thrown for only 3,500 yards, but you're also playing in Utah State where there's probably not a whole lot of weapons for you to throw to. But if you're going to be drafted in the first round of the NFL, you should be doing better than 20 touchdowns, 17 receptions for over 3,400 yards.
I mean,
But I think
I don't know.
I think where they get him though is they think he's going to be a killer on the speed, kind of like a Lamar Jackson. Because let's see, if I go by his rushing, he's got 81 rushing attempts for 175 yards. No touchdowns, but he did have a rush of 80 yards in
Yeah,
one.
I think they're definitely trying to go for like I feel like it's more like a Carson Wentz. I don't know if he's going to be like
I could see
I mean
that.
what the Packers are trying to do is they're trying to get away from throwing the ball. Period. They're trying to go into like the Titans offense where we're just going to have our 3 running backs run the ball and hopefully it all works out. But I don't know if that's the right mindset to do. I don't think it's the right mindset to do when you still have Aaron Rodgers. But I feel like the best thing moving forward is to just get rid of Aaron Rodgers if you're going to do this. I feel like you're paying too much for Aaron Rodgers for something you could pay for other positions. We can have a great running game and have a great defense and have a shitty quarterback, and we'll probably do the same. I mean,
So you're saying that Aaron Rodgers' time in Green Bay could possibly be done within the next season or two?
I think it should, or else this whole pick of Jordan Love is pointless.
Do you feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to get a little bit of the Tom Brady treatment, where he's gonna be like kind of shopped around for a little bit? We're gonna wait who it is, and then it's gonna be somebody out of left field, like the Raiders or the.
I don't think he would
Colts are
be
gonna.
shopped around for multiple seasons. I think that the first minute he gets shopped around, I think the offer would be too good to not give it to him. I think that there's teams out there that are naive enough to just give us like 2 first-round picks or whatever they can give, a first, a second, they're half their roster. I feel like that they're willing to do whatever they can do to get him, especially if they feel like they're a quarterback away. But it's Aaron Rodgers. If you strip away titles from everybody and just put stats, or just put, I guess you want to say eye test, but he's really good. He could do everything. He can run. He was Patrick Mahomes before Patrick Mahomes.
He was. He was bombing. He was throwing bombs before Patrick Mahomes was.
Yeah, if you take away the injuries from Aaron Rodgers, he's probably the best quarterback you've ever seen.
Well, I will say this, and I'm taking a look here at Aaron Rodgers' contract. So he still is on a 4-year, $134 million contract. So even after next year, or we'll say 2020, he's still got another 4 years or 3 years on his contract till he's an unrestricted free agent.
Yeah,
so it's kind of weird. So now it's in the situation. Well, are they going to maybe over the next season try to grab a big free agent and cut Aaron Rodgers, or are they going to try to deal him to somebody else?
You have to deal him. You have to. I don't see, if you're really confident after this season with Love, I don't see you keeping Aaron Rodgers and paying him that much. I just don't. I don't think it works in the long run. I feel like the way that the NFL is now, you have to throw your quarterback in there. You can't just keep him on the bench. You can't do what you did with Aaron Rodgers, because most of the good times for the quarterbacks now is when they're young, when they're not worried about getting hurt, and they're willing to just put their body in the line, just like Dak Prescott was. But then if you wait too long, and then you got to pay him that Dak Prescott money that he's asking for, you got to be willing to give it to him. So
then again, his future's not even certain right now after he turned down that $100 billion fucking contract or whatever it was.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. We just gave Aaron Rodgers that contract, and the max of what quarterbacks want, it just increases every single contract. He got 40, I want 50. So if
every season,
so I can't blame.
It's like when Matt Stafford thinks he's the most paid quarterback in the NFL. Here comes Jared Goff right now. It's like, hold my beer, bitch.
Yeah, I
think it was Jared.
You can't just. You definitely can't pay somebody that much money. It's like Ezekiel Elliott or DeMarcus Lawrence from the Cowboys right now. Like, Jerry just paid him so much money. That's probably why he's scared to pay. I think Amari
Cooper got big time money too, didn't he?
Yeah, and it's like, well, for what? What did you do? You didn't even make the playoffs. You're sitting at home. You're watching us play. So, I wish the Packers had somebody like Jerry. Somebody to break.
Well, you guys don't even have it. You guys have a public owner.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who. It's great. It's great when that happens because you feel more part of the team. When you're in Green Bay, honestly, I feel part of the team still, but
I'm part of Pittsburgh. We feel part of our team.
But when you're in Chicago and you're going for Green Bay, you just feel like an enemy of state. But 6, is that 6? Is that how many years you guys are going to go without the playoffs?
Hey, you know what? I will say this right now, and this is going to be the only Pittsburgh Steelers thing I'm going to say for the rest of this show. There was every doubt in you and Paul's mind last season that the Steelers weren't even going to be 500. We finished 8-8 with a backup quarterback and starting off the season 0-4. So I hope both of you decide to eat those fucking words. Go on with talking about the fucking man, the mustache, Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, you
I'm
guys,
sticking with that. That's a fucking great name too.
you guys definitely had a great season. I mean, did you make it to the,
I
you
wish.
know, did you make it to the Super Bowl? No. Did you make it to the, the playoffs before the Super Bowl? Did you make it to the
You
playoffs?
know what though? The one thing I don't know. All right, so I was gonna say one thing, but I'm saying two. Now, the one thing that I will say that I'm happy the Steelers not making the playoffs is I think the Titans were a real fun team to watch last season. Like that Titan,
Yeah.
if we would have made it, the Titans would have made it, and the Titans made the playoffs a lot of fun last
Yeah. Well, the Titans didn't make it fun. Derrick Henry, Derrick Henry made the Titans fun.
year.
That's what
You can't
made
say that
it.
because Ryan Tannehill looked like almost like he
Uh,
was like on an entirely different
he,
person.
he did great. I mean, but it's still the effect. I don't want to go back to the Jordan, but the debate, but it's like when you have a Pippen, Jordan's so great, LeBron's so great, Kyrie looks so great, but then
Yeah, I get
what
that.
happens if Kyrie's not there? LeBron's not there to
I
make
think it's
Kyrie look
I
great.
think it's a little different though when you talk about a gentleman throwing footballs over a 3-4 or
Yeah,
4-3 defense.
that must be tough. First off, like that.
And then
You know,
linebackers are so fast, man. Like shit. All
yeah.
right.
I'm. You know what? Just a little topic, a little quick one. Jay Cutler. A little gossip. Jay Cutler, his divorce.
Jay Cutler.
But pros his accounts.
If you guys don't know what a Jay Cutler is, it's whenever you're playing NBA and you think you're cool and you try to throw a really long pass, but it looks like you're like hitting a golf ball and you're like shanking it to the left or the right. That's a Jay Cutler in NBA, guys. In case you guys didn't know, but go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, Jay. Yeah, no, Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler was, one of the players that, made me look at the Bears sideways. But this whole divorce scandal he has, his whole freezing his accounts. I thought that was, I almost followed him on Twitter. I was like, let me follow this guy.
Mhm.
He's not simping. He said, "Be gone, wife.
Be gone, bitch.
Be gone.
And
Go
enough
ahead.
of
Go
you.
wherever you want to go. Get your own money, though." So,
Yeah. Hey, with how hot she is, though, she might end up getting that money.
but I
She's
just thought,
bad.
yeah. I mean, I just thought it was good to mention because so many sports players they get these divorces and it's like they do something stupid. He did something like bogus. Like he did the petty thing, but he did it where he wouldn't get in trouble, and that's like the best thing ever. Like don't do the petty thing and then get in trouble by it. You know, don't be like DeMarcus Cousins and call a hit on your, on your biggest rival.
And then get busted for it too. I
So
still
you
can't
gotta,
believe you did that, man. I forgot about that till right now.
you know. But
Oh,
when
that is
mhm.
fantastic.
But when you freeze the accounts because she wants to get her own house or get her own clothing, tell her to go get a job.
That
But
is.
that was over the minute he was walking. The meme of her walking like 10 feet behind him, or whatever. But good old Jay Cutler. Good old Jay
And I'm
Cutler.
glad I got to tell everyone about the Jay Cutler story. But I think that's going to be it for today, Aaron. We'll leave it
Yeah,
there. We had a good episode. This was fun.
yeah.
Although I will have to say that you have to rethink your top three because we all
I,
know that it definitely is probably Jordan,
yeah.
Kobe.
I'm hoping. Yeah, this was great, and I'm glad you came to the realization that Jordan will forever be number two. How the '90s. You brought it up. I'm sorry, you brought it up the top three. But how are you gonna say that the '90s had talent when they were doing coke on The Last Dance? They
They
weren't
weren't.
even.
Everybody wasn't doing coke. It was just that 88,
Uh,
89 Bulls team.
I
Come
don't
on.
know. I don't
Hey,
know.
all I know is
'90s were wild.
Oh, real quick, one question I have to ask you, Michael Jordan. Do you have a gambling problem?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
did? You think he really
yeah.
had a gambling problem? I
Hell
swear he
yeah.
didn't have a gambling problem.
I think I could.
He had a
I think I
problem
could
with
walk up to
competition.
Michael Jordan. I think I could walk up to Michael Jordan right now and tell him, half court shots for $1 million, and he would probably do it. He probably wouldn't even ask me. He probably wouldn't even ask me if I had it. He would just say, "Oh yeah," and then if
All
I
right.
end up being lucky,
All right, last question. LeBron James, communist or no?
uh, He's a Democrat. I mean,
all right, guys. Hey, let us know who your guys' top 3 of all time is down below in the comments. Also, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the video. We're trying to release new content all the time. Make sure LeBron's not number 1. And I guess that's it for you guys. Aaron, you got anything to say to the people before we leave? I'll give you your socials as well.
Yeah, y'all don't need to follow me. Not yet. Not yet. You know, I don't need to hate yet. You know, when you guys come around, you know, when I mention LeBron a few more times as the GOAT, when it all starts clicking, you're like, you know, this guy's making a lot of sense. You know, then I'll shout it out. You know,
I'm pretty sure you still me blocked on Twitter because I tried tweeting your hashtag but I'm pretty sure you got me blocked on there still.
Oh yeah.
But you guys can find me at Ghost Named Greg. I'm actually on at Ghost Named Greg on Twitter and Instagram. I don't need you guys to follow my Facebook. Yeah. My Facebook's worthless. I'm only on there when I need to talk to somebody. But yeah, this is a good time. And Aaron, thanks for coming on. And this is now a reoccurring thing. We have not figured out an exact date we're going to do this just because my work schedule is so fucking crazy right now. We're super busy. But we will be back and we're going to be doing this more often than you guys think. So make sure you guys keep it locked and we'll see you next time.
See you.